Welcome in here, everybody, to the Hutzel Athletic Center for our men's contest here in our Crossroads League doubleheader. It's the 17-5, number 7 ranked Bethel Pilots traveling in to take on the 15-7 receiving votes St. Francis Cougars. Hey, thank you so much for joining us here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Excited to be here for this one as we go ahead and take a look here at these two squads. As I mentioned, Bethel comes into this one 17-5 on the season. They are 10-2 in the Crossroads League play, currently sitting top tied with Grace in the Crossroads League standings. Leading the way for the Pilots here this season, averaging 14.5 points per game, is number 22, and Alana Spekulis. He is the junior forward out of London, England, comes into this one averaging 14.6 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Here for the Pilots, number 24, Luke McBride, averaging 13.4 points per game. He is the sophomore point guard out of Marco, Indiana, Norwell High School. A lot of familiar faces around the area here in this one as James Anderson, the 6'8" graduate center out of Troy, Ohio, who played for the St. Francis squad 2 years ago. Also Bo Jackaway, who wears number 4 here for Bethel. The 6'8" sophomore center out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Dwenger High School. He'll make his return as he played for the St. Francis squad as well. And so those 4 lead the way tremendously here, along with a bunch of other pieces. Part of the reason why this Bethel squad is ranked number 7 in the NAIA rankings. Meanwhile, St. Francis, they come into this one 15-7 on the year. They are 8-4 in the Crossroads League play. They currently sit in the 3rd place with that 8-4 record. They're coming off a loss out Huntington, 91-69. Luke Almodovar had 19 points. The Cougars shot 3 of 19 from beyond the arc, so they're going to have to clean that up if they are going to want to hang with this Bethel squad here tonight. Leading the way for the Cougars is Luke Almodovar. The sophomore comes into this one, and he averages 20 points per game. That's the sophomore out of Noblesville, Indiana. Right behind him is number 32 in Isaiah Malone, the big down low, the 6'8" sophomore, averaging 15 points per game, as well as 8 rebounds per game for the Cougars. And then Zane Burke, a tremendous three-point shooter, the 6'4" senior guard out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Blackhawk Christian High School, averaging 41% from beyond the arc. Isaiah Malone will have to have a big game and stay out of foul trouble here tonight if the Cougars are going to want to hang around in this one. A lot of tremendous bigs down low here for this Bethel Pilots squad. So we are going to get our pregame pair, so we'll go ahead and step away here shortly. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Back here live from the Hutzel Athletic Center, we will go ahead and bring you the starting lineups. Here first for the number 7 ranked Bethel Pilots, the sophomore guard, 6'2", out of Memphis, Tennessee, number 1, and Jamir Jefferson. The graduate center standing at 6'8" from Troy, Ohio, number 14, and James Anderson. The graduate guard, 6'4", out of Northwood High School, Napanee, Indiana, number 21, and Trent Edwards. The graduate forward, 6'8", out of Elkhart, Indiana, number 23, and Preston Phillips. And the sophomore point guard standing at 6'1" from Marco, Indiana, Norwell High School, number 24, and Luke McBride. And so, taking a look here at the starting lineup as the head coach for the Bethel Pilots is Steve Drabett. Now taking a look here at the starting lineup for the St. Francis Cougars. It'll be the 6-foot junior guard from Sellersburg, Indiana, number 2, and Brandon Northern, the 6'4 senior guard out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 4, in Zane Burke, the 6'1 senior guard out of Indianapolis, Indiana, number 5, and Robert Fry, the 2nd, the 6'2 sophomore guard out of Noblesville, Indiana, number 10, and Luke Almodovar, and the 6'8 sophomore forward out of LaGrange, Indiana, Prairie Heights High School, number 32, and Isaiah Malone. The Cougars are under 15th year head coach, and Chad Lacrosse. Should be an outstanding contest here, as we'll go ahead and take a look here at the Crossroads League standings. As I mentioned, Grace and Bethel both sit atop at 10-2. St. Francis currently in third with an 8-4 record. Huntington in fourth with a 7-5 record. Spring Arbor sits in fifth at 6-6. And tied at sixth place is the three-way tie at 5-7. Indiana Wesleyan, Mount Vernon, Nazarene, and Taylor all tied in sixth place. And then Marion sits at 4-8. They are number 9. And Goshen sitting at 0-12. They are ranked number 10 in the Crossroads League. So 20 minutes on the board. Excited here for this one. It'll be Bethel and the all-black unis with the gray and white trim. And meanwhile, for St. Francis, the Cougars will rock the all-gray unis with the blue and white trim. It is going to be number 32 and Isaiah Malone, as well as number 14 and James Anderson in the middle. As James Anderson making his return here to the 2-6-0. And we are set and underway here from the Hutzel Athletic Center. As the Cougars win the tip, they will have possession here to begin our contest. It'll be Northern who will have it here at the top of the key. He'll direct the offense here for the Cougs. They look inside here right away. Malone one-on-one with Anderson. Now we'll get it back out on the far side wing here to Burke. Burke will get a screen. They'll look underneath here for Malone. Couldn't find him. They'll skip it here near side in the corner. Shot clock now down to 5. Fry the second. Going to go baseline here with it. The jump stop hangs. Couldn't get it to fall. Board is tipped out, and it's going to come into the hands here of McBride. He'll look to push. Now here on the near side, this is Jefferson. Leaves it off up top. Now here into the hands of Edwards. Near side, this is Phillips. Down low here to Anderson. One-on-one here with Malone. Spins, hangs, got it. James Anderson with the first bucket as he returns to the 2-6-0 and gets the first score of the game. Northern quickly the other way here with it on the near side, and we're going to get a foul call. Number 1, Jameer Jefferson picking up defense very, very aggressively here to start this one, and he picks up the foul. That'll be his team's first of the game as well. Inbound from Almodovar. Northern will have it here at the top of the key for St. Francis. Moves it to the far side, now here to Burke. Burke now going to look to drive here on McBride. We'll dish back out up top here to Northern. It's a screen from Malone. Northern with it underneath. Caught up. Leaves it off. Malone now with it. Will dish out up top. Fry the second. One dribble pull-up. Jumper on the way, and it's going to bounce his way home for the score. So St. Francis in both of their offensive possessions have come down to towards the end of the shot clock, but they tie it up here at 2-all with 18-20 left to go in our first. This is Edwards here with it on the near side wing. We'll dish off up top now here to McBride on the far side. Anderson with it. Fakes the dribble handoff. Now looks for McBride to cut, and he'll go inside here on Malone. Up strong, couldn't get it to fall. Board is tipped down, it's ripped away, and Malone comes away with it. And now it's going to be Northern who will go the other way with it here for St. Francis off the screen. The drive to the rim. Northern out to Malone. He'll go inside, had it poked away here by Anderson. Now quickly the other way with it. This is Phillips. Goes to the far side. Handoff, McBride from 3. Got it. Luke McBride drains the triple here for Bethel. Northern quickly the other way here with it. Goes inside underneath. Dishes off. Fakes the handoff to Malone. Now far side, Fry the second. Back out. This is Burke for 3. No good. Board is tipped down, and it's going to fall into the hands here of Phillips. They move it here to the near side. Now Jefferson here with it. Back to Phillips on the near side wing. This is the drive here from Edwards. Travel's called. Possession back the other way with St. Francis. And so an inbound will come here for the Cougars. 5-2 is our score. Bethel with a 3-point lead here early on in this one. As this will be Northern, who will bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Goes to the far side. By the second now here to Burke. With it on this near side wing. Northern now with it, goes down low here to Malone. One-on-one with Anderson. He goes up, and Isaiah Malone gets the bucket for St. Francis. Edwards will now have it. He'll fly right by Northern for the score. And now it's going to be Northern quickly the other way here with it. Now at the top of the key, gets a screen here from Malone. Front the second. Now back far side. Leave it up top here to Almodovar. First time he's touched the basketball here tonight, and he will fly to the rim and tear it down. Luke Almodovar with the jam for the Cougs. 1-point lead, and now for the Pilots. My goodness, an aggressive dunk there from Luke Almodovar. First time he's touched the basketball tonight, and he makes his presence known with that jam. Anderson, jumper there, no good. And now Almodovar going to look to push with it on the far side. He'll drive, kick near side. Fry the second, three ball, no good. Anderson, the lone Pilot underneath, and he comes away with the board. Now on this near side, Edwards dishes it off. Now here in the hands of Phillips. Give it here to Anderson. Malone going to back off. Anderson forced to take a jumper, couldn't get it to fall. Now Fry the second up ahead. This is Malone here with it, trying to get it over the top there to him. And it's going to be out of bounds. And we're going to get a foul called before that, though. It'll be on number 24. Luke McBride, that's going to be his first, team second. Anderson going to check out here for Bethel, number 25. And Ike Ume comes on here for the Pilots. And we'll get an inbound underneath here from Almodovar with 15:34 left to go. And inbound here to Malone. Northern now with it here on the near side. This is Burke with a drive. Couldn't get it to fall, but a foul is going to be called. And Zane Burke draws the contact. He'll go to the line here for a pair. Ike Ume going to pick up the foul. That's going to be his first. Team's third. And so number 4, and Zane Burke goes to the line here to shoot a pair for St. Francis. Burke, first free throw, is up and good. Zane Burke currently leading the squad, 85% free throw shooter from the line. Comes into this one averaging 12 points per game on this season. Missed the contest last Wednesday against Goshen, but had 9 points in the loss at Huntington on Saturday. As the second free throw for Burke is up and good. 1-point lead here for the Cougars. Robert Fry the second comes on. Robert Fry the second comes off. Damari Hood comes on and replaces him. Carson Rogers on. He'll replace Zane Burke here for St. Francis. Austin Kripe checks into the game as well here for the Pilots. We'll give it off far side to McBride. Kripe now up top. The drive here from Edwards down low. Had it knocked away here by Northern. Now on this near side. They'll dish it all the way around. McBride with it. One dribble pull-up jumper, no good. Board comes down now to Malone. Here with 15 minutes. It's Almodovar here near side. He'll drive to the rim. Turnaround fadeaway jumper. Got it to fall. Luke Almodovar with a tough bucket there. 3-point lead now for the Cougs. Near side. Three ball is short. Rogers pulls it down. Now Northern up the floor here with it on this near side wing. Northern skips here to the near side. Malone launches a three. Couldn't get it to fall. Board is tipped down. It's in the hands here of Kripe. He'll now bring it on the near side, guarded here by Hood. And Hood is going to get called for a blocking foul. And that'll be his first, team's first of the half. 14:22 left to go here in our first half of action. It's St. Francis 10, Bethel 7. We'll go ahead and step away here for our media timeout. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Back here live from the Hutzel Athletic Center out of our media timeout. It will be an inbound here for the Pilots with 14:27 left to go. A 3-point lead for St. Francis. Once again, we thank you so much for joining us here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Hunter Sosenheimer here calling your play-by-play. Excited to be here for this contest tonight as the St. Francis women's squad picked up a 15-point win over Bethel in the first part of our Crossroads League doubleheader. Kripe will inbound here for the Pilots. Gets it in here to Luke McBride. Kripe and McBride both played against one another here in the surrounding Fort Wayne area in their high school basketball. As Kripe, a West Noble graduate. Meanwhile, McBride, a Norwalk graduate. As it is Northern who will have it now here for St. Francis. Hood now here on the near side, looking inside for Malone. Able to get it to him. Malone, one-on-one. Goes up off glass and couldn't get it to fall, but a foul is going to be called. And it seemed like that was a little bit of a late whistle there by the official, but Ike Ume is going to pick up the foul for Bethel. That'll be his second, and that's the team's fourth. So Isaiah Malone will go to the line here for a pair. Malone comes into this one, averaging 15 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, a 73% free throw shooter on the season. Rims in and out there on his first. Pair of substitutions in for the first time tonight here for Bethel. Number 4, Bo Jackaway makes his return to the 2-6-0. Does the sophomore out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Dwenger High School. Number 3 in Colton Comer, the redshirt sophomore guard out of Greensburg, Indiana, makes his appearance as well. 2-point lead here for the Cougs. As Kripe will bring it up ahead here for Bethel. Edwards now will have it here at the top of the key. Jackaway now far side here to Edwards. Left open. One dribble pull up from 3. No good. And the board comes down offensively here for Bethel. They'll get it back to Edwards. He'll look to go baseline. Skips in the corner. This is Kripe for 3. Couldn't get it to fall, and the board comes down. Now here to Almodovar. He'll look to push here for the Cougs. Step back, thought about the 3 instead. Far side, now here to Northern. Look down low to Hood. Hood, one dribble pull-up, spin move, and he goes up and gets the score. 4-point lead now for the Cougs on this near side. Look to drive here is Edwards. And now this one's going to be taken away. Look out. Almodovar couldn't get it to fall on the flush. And Bethel comes away with it. Now on the far side, an opportunity is short on the marker there from Kripe. Jackaway down low, and he's called for looks like there was a foul called. Bo Jackaway definitely got away with a travel call there. But a foul is going to be called on St. Francis. Brandon Northern picks up his first, the team's second. Zane Burke back into the game. He'll replace Isaiah Malone. Not too sure about that call, as it looked like Jackaway traveled before what they call was a foul. But either way, it's Bethel with the basketball. Jackaway near side, and he is called for the travel finally. And possession now back the other way here with the Cougs. And bound will come here for St. Francis, as it will be Northern who will have it here for the Cougs. He'll bring it across the half-court line. Goes far side now to Almodovar. Almodovar goes to the rim. He goes up and gets it to fall. Now Kripe will bring it up ahead here for Bethel. Near side. We'll leave it off up top. Now here to Jefferson. Now down low here to Jackaway. Guarded here by Rogers. Jackaway near side. They'll dish it back up top. They'll swing it all the way around. Far side now to Kripe. Back down low here to Jackaway. And a foul is going to be called here on the Cougs. Carson Rogers will pick up the foul for St. Francis. And that'll be his first, the team's third. And so an inbound will come underneath here for Jefferson and Bethel. We'll get it in far side in the corner. Put it on the deck. Now up top here to Kripe. Down low here to Jackaway. Back near side, Jefferson with the spin. Travel is called. And possession back the other way to St. Francis. That is back-to-back travels called on Bethel in back-to-back possessions. And St. Francis will now have the basketball. Here with 11:54 remaining in our first half. Northern will bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Almodovar now on the near side. He'll look to drive right to the rim. Almodovar couldn't get it to fall. And a foul is going to be called. It's going to be on number 3. And Colin Comer, that's going to be his first. That's the team's 5th. And so it'll send Luke Almodovar to the line here for a pair. Almodovar already with 6 here tonight for St. Francis. First free throw is up and good. Isaiah Malone will check back on for St. Francis. Number 14, James Anderson. Number 23, and Preston Phillips, and number 21, and Trent Edwards all come on here for Bethel. I assume the leading scorer, and number 22, Alanis Peculus, is out here for Bethel tonight as Almodovar hits both free throws. Makes it an 8-point lead here for the Cougs. Look on the far side. Now they'll leave off up top here to Comer. Comer with it at the top of the key. Gets a screen here from Anderson. Works around it. Comer now tries to leave it inside. Able to get it in here to Edwards. Edwards one-on-one with Burke. Anderson on the deck. Dribbles right into Malone there, and he goes up. And James Anderson gets the score. And now it's going to be Northern who will direct traffic here for St. Francis. Across the half-court line. Skips here to the near side. Hood now up top. Malone with it. Goes back far side to Burke. Now down low here to Almodovar. One-on-one. Almodovar just bullies his way to the rim for the score. And now it's the Pilots with possession. Edwards will have it here on the near side. Hands off now to Jefferson. Back to Edwards here in the corner. Back up top. They'll skip it. Comer now back here near side. They'll look down low to Anderson. Anderson with it. Hood comes over, help side defense. Knocked away by Malone. And Anderson's going to get called for a foul, I do believe, as Malone almost took out the official there. Oh, did he call it out of bounds? No foul call. We'll get a substitution here for Bethel as McBride comes back on. And he'll replace Jefferson. It'll be an inbound here for the Pilots. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Anderson down low, up strong, no good. Board is tipped down, it's still loose. And the Pilots come away with it. Right to the rim, no good. And a second chance opportunity, and Phillips able to put it home. Northern now with it here on the near side. He'll launch a three. Got it. Brandon Northern with the score for St. Francis. Edwards with it here near side wing. Has Northern playing off of Edwards, allowing him to try to shoot the three. And we are going to get a timeout on the floor with 9:46 left to go here in our first half. It's St. Francis 22, Bethel 13. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. 9:46 left to go here in our first half. 22-13 lead here for the Cougars. Out of our timeout on the floor. It will be an inbound here for Bethel. Check it for St. Francis. As Zane Burke will inbound for the Cougars. Now Northern will bring it up the floor here for St. Francis. Across the half-court line. Almodovar out here near side the Hood. Hood with it. Dishes it off. Now to Burke. One-on-one here with McBride. Burke looks to go to the rim. Trying to wear down McBride here on the near side. Up strong, no good. Tip here by Rogers. Second chance opportunity. And Carson Rogers gets the bucket for St. Francis. Edwards with the drive. Dish off here. Anderson. Oh! Had it ripped away by Northern. A jump ball is the call, though. And we'll stay on this end of the floor. Possession arrow favors the Pilots. Anderson will check out for Bethel. Number 25. And Ike Ume checks on here for the Pilots. As an inbound will come underneath. It's Phillips here with it. Offensive foul is going to be called here on Ike Ume, and that's going to be his third, I do believe. And that is the case. So Bo Jackaway will come on quickly, and Ume will take a quick seat here with 9:06 left to go in our first. It'll be Northern. We'll bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Burke now will leave off up top here to Almodovar. Now far side, Burke launches a three. It's short on the marker. Northern keeps it in bounce. Hood now with it. Jumper, no good. Board underneath once again for St. Francis. Northern now with it. He'll back it out. Leave it off. Up top here to Almodovar. Shot clock now down to 10. Almodovar one-on-one here with McBride. And this one's loose on the deck, and McBride comes away with it. Trying to go ahead to Jackaway. Northern tips it away. Rogers, the lob. Almodovar with the flush. And possession now back the other way here for Bethel. As Rogers finds Almodovar with a lob in the jam. And a 13-point lead here for St. Francis. In the corner, look to go baseline. They'll skip out now far side here to Edwards. Now down low. This is Phillips here with it. Try to get it over the top there to Jackaway. Able to maintain it. Couldn't get it to fall. And possession now back the other way here with the Cougs. Burke with it. Near side Hood. Extra pass. In the corner. Step back three ball. No good there for Almodovar. And the board comes down. Now here to Edwards. He'll look to push with it. Gives it off. McBride from deep. Got it. Luke McBride drains the triple. Makes it a 10-point game. 7:30 left to go here in our first half. It's Northern who will bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Across the half-court line. We'll leave off here to Burke. Now far side. Corner three from Hood. Off the rim. No good. McBride comes away with it here for Bethel. They'll take it to the far side wing. And we'll leave it off here near side. Phillips. Edwards now down low here to Jackaway. Jackaway with it. Knocked away here by Northern. Northern up ahead. Almodovar goes up and jams it home once again. A timeout will be called here by the Pilots. St. Francis 12-point lead here over the number 7 team in the NAIA. We will take a break here watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. .650 left to go here in our first half. A 12-point lead here for the St. Francis Cougars, receiving votes in the most recent NAIA poll. Meanwhile, this Bethel squad ranked the number 7 and he tied for first place in the Crossroads League standings. Andrew Hedrick, the sophomore point guard out of Columbia City, Indiana, into the contest for the first time tonight as Kripe launches a jumper from the free throw line. And he makes his own call. Telling the official, hey, you got a piece of me. And they called a foul. It's going to be on Robert Fry the second. That's his first and the team's fourth. So it'll be Kripe at the line here for a pair. Austin Kripe's first free throw up and a no good. Kripe comes into this one shooting 90% from the free throw line, averaging 7 points per game here on the season. And his second one is up and good. And so Kripe picks up his first point of the game. The redshirt freshman guard out of West Noble High School had a tremendous career in his high school years. They're out at West Noble. That's Malone trying to lob here to Rogers. It goes out of bounds. And possession now back to the Pilots. As McBride will bring it up ahead here for Bethel. We'll go to the far side. Now we'll leave it off up top to Jefferson. Kripe back to Jefferson. They'll skip it far side. Now McBride with it in the corner, looks to drive down low. Anderson skips cross court. Bounce pass here to the near side. They'll go up top. Three ball on the way. It's short of the marker there. No good. Off the front of the rim from Jefferson and Fry the second. Now in transition with it on the far side. Malone with it. Thought about the three. And said we'll set a screen for Fry. He'll get it down low. And Malone couldn't put it home. Tried to go over. McBride there for it and couldn't get it to fall. Anderson came away with it. McBride, top of the key. Three ball. Got it. Luke McBride with another triple for Bethel. Now with 9 here for the Pilots. Northern near side here to Burke. 8-point lead here for the Cougs. Northern now goes far side. Fry the second left open. We'll go back up top here to Northern. Northern far side. Fry the second. Now behind the back pass here to Rogers on the deck. Up strong. Off glass, no good. And Anderson comes away with it. Now McBride will look to push here on the near side. He'll get a screen. Goes to the far side. Now the drive here down low to the rim. And a foul is going to be called. As number 10 and Andrew Hedrick, the sophomore, will go to the line here for a pair. As the foul is called on Fry the second. That's going to be his second, the team's fifth. And Hedrick's first free throw is up, back into the rim, no good. Fry the second will check out. Almedovar and Damari Hood will come on. Carson Rogers will come off as well. As this is Andrew Hedrick at the line. As I mentioned, the sophomore point guard out of Columbia City, Indiana. Columbia City High School graduate. 72.7% from the line and misses them both. Bethel now shooting 1 of 4 from the charity stripe here so far in this one. Northern with it on the far side. Almedovar back up top to Northern, now far side to Hood. Hood with it. One dribble floater on the way, no good. Anderson able to tip it out. And now Hedrick will look to push with it at the top of the key. Fakes the handoff. We'll get it off now here to McBride, far side. Back to Hedrick. He'll look to drive. Kicks Kripe. Near side. Three ball. No good. Malone with another board for St. Francis. Now the Cougs will look to slow it down here a little bit, as it will be Northern near side. Down here to Almedovar. Almedovar here one-on-one with Kripe. We'll get it inside here to Malone on the deck. He goes up. Couldn't get the dunk to jam home. And off the rim. And now it's Kripe the other way. Quickly up top. This is McBride for 3. Luke McBride, his 4th triple of the game. And a timeout is going to be called here by St. Francis as Bethel has cut the lead down to 5. We will step away. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Back here live from the Hutzel Athletic Center. 4:07 left to go. And a 5-point lead here for St. Francis. We'll get an inbound here from the Cougs off the three-pointer from Luke McBride. Has 4 triples here so far in the contest. As an inbound will come, and it's going to be Northern. And we'll bring it up the floor here for St. Francis. 4 minutes left to go here in our first half. Burke, far side, 3-ball, got it. Zayn Burke with a triple far side wing. And we are going to get a whistle as the ball rolled all the way up the floor. And now Bethel will inbound. It's going to be Hedrick who will bring it up ahead here for the Pilots. As McBride launches a 3, it's no good. Malone comes away with it. It's knocked out of bounds. And possession will go back to St. Francis. Burke will inbound in front of the bench. And we get a whistle. With 3:33 left to go here in our first half. It'll be an inbound here to bring to Northern. Burke now with it on the far side wing. Northern now skips it inside. Hood now near side. Almodovar from way deep, no good. And it goes out of bounds, and possession will go back to Bethel. We'll get a substitution here for the Pilots as number 25 or check it, number 23, excuse me. And Preston Phillips will come on here for Bethel. He'll replace number 1 and John Lear Jefferson. And so it'll be Phillips. We'll leave off up top. Or check it, that's Edwards who leaves off up top here to Hedrick. Now near side, back to Edwards. Hedrick now with it on the far side wing. This is off to McBride with it. Skips back out here near side to Phillips. Now they'll go down low, jack away. Had it knocked away there by Malone. And out of bounds as Malone threw it off. A Bethel defender. And we'll go back the other direction with St. Francis. 8-point lead for the Cougs. Inbound here from Zane Burke. It'll be Northern who will have it and bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Across the half-court line. We'll go to the far side. Northern looks to go right to the rim. He'll now spin and work his way inside on Hedrick, and Northern up strong, no good. Jackaway comes away with it. And he'll now leave off on the far side here as Hedrick looks to push. Now far side, Edwards with it in the corner. He'll drive baseline, skips to McBride. Now near side, off to Hedrick, now far side wing. Hedrick looks to get around Northern, dishes out. On the drive, and that's they're going to call a foul before the travel on Almodovar. That'll be his first. And so this will send number 21. Or check it, it'll be an inbound here for the Pilots, as that is just the 6th team foul. So Edwards will inbound here for Bethel. Gets it in here to McBride. Now on the near side, McBride with it. Picks up his dribble. Dishes off up top. Edwards now the drive to the rim. Count it. And one opportunity here for number 21 and Trent Edwards. Foul is called on Hood. That's his second, the team's 7th. And so Trent Edwards, the graduate guard out of Napanee, Indiana, Northwood High School, to the line here for a pair. Comes into this one, as I mentioned, averaging 67% from the charity stripe. He'll be at the line for a 1-and-1. Or excuse me, an and one. His free throw is up and good. Substitution as number 1 and John Deere Jefferson comes on here for Bethel. He'll replace number 5 in Austin Craig. And Bound will come here for St. Francis as Northern will bring it up ahead with 2:04 left. Almodovar now up top here to Northern. Northern thought about the 3. Instead, kicks out near side. It's a 3 ball from Almodovar. No good. Jackaway comes away with it. And now it's going to be McBride who pushes far side right to the rim. And Luke McBride up for the score. And a 3-point game. We're going to get a whistle on the floor. And the Bethel faithful that is here in attendance fired up here on this near side as the Pilots have cut it down all the way to a 3-point contest. Hood underneath. Malone left alone, and he'll jam it home. And now it's the Pilots. Quickly the other way here with it. Edwards near side. He'll drive into traffic. No good. It's tipped up, and a foul is going to be called on Bethel. It's going to be on number 23. And Preston Phillips, that's his first, team 7th. So we'll go the other way here for a pair of free throws as Zane Burke earns his way to the charity stripe here for a pair. And we'll get a substitution here for Bethel as James Anderson comes on. He'll replace Bo Jackaway, former St. Francis Cougar, for a former St. Francis Cougar. Both those two played right here in this gym at the Huntsville Athletic Center. Burke misses the front end of a 1-and-1. And so now it'll be possession back with the Pilots. Jefferson skips in the corner. Edwards will now get it back. He'll look to drive, kicks far side, and it is another triple there for Luke McBride. Are you serious? Luke McBride now 5 of 7 from deep. He has 17 and is the only Bethel Pilot in double figures. Hood with it up top. Now we'll skip here near side. This is Burke on the other end for 3, no good. Board is tipped down and it's right into the hand here of Jefferson. Anderson now with it, far side. We'll dish off up top. Now going to look to drive here with it. Had it knocked away. There did Edwards. Shot clock down to 10. Jumper from Edwards is no good, and a foul is called underneath. And it's going to be on James Anderson. That'll be his first. And so we'll go the other way. As this is going to send Malone to the line here for a pair with 14 seconds left to go here in our first half. First free throw for Malone is in and out, no good. And so now it'll be Jefferson who will leave it off up top into the hands here of Edwards. We'll see if they try to look for McBride to end the half. We'll go far side. Jefferson thought about the 3 and said the floater on the way, front of the rim, no good. And that's the end of our first half. So St. Francis heads into the halftime break with a 2-point lead here over Bethel. We will go ahead and step away here for our halftime break. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Back here live from the Huntsville Athletic Center, a 2-point lead here for St. Francis over number 7 Bethel. Here as we take a look at our halftime stats. First for the Bethel Pilots, they shot 12 of 29 from the field at a 41.4%, 5 of 12 from the three-point line with 41.7%, and 2 of 5 from the charity stripe at a 40%. Running down the first half scoring for the Pilots, it was Luke McBride who led the way with 5 triples for Bethel, 17 points. Trent Edwards with 7, James Anderson with 4, Preston Phillips with 2, and Austin Kripe with 1. Meanwhile, for St. Francis, they were 13 of 31 from the field, 41.9%, just 2 of 11 from deep, something they struggled with against Huntington in their last performance where they shot 3 of 19. So St. Francis going to have to clean it up a little bit beyond the arc. They were 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Just 3 turnovers for St. Francis, 7 for Bethel, and the Pilots win the rebounding battle 19-14. Luke Almodovar finished the first half with 14 points. Zane Burke and Isaiah Malone both with 5 each. Brandon Northern with 3. Robert Fry the second. Damari Hood and Carson Rogers all with 2. All players that have hit the floor for St. Francis have at least a point here in the contest. 2-point lead here for the Cougars. We are going to go ahead and take another short break, and we will come back with the second half of action. You are watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Back here live from the Huntsville Athletic Center as we get ahead and flip on over here to our second half of action. It is St. Francis with a 2-point lead here over Bethel. Taking a look here at the Crossroads League standings following this contest, there will be 5 games left in a regular season play. Grayson Bethel currently tied in first place at 10-2. St. Francis right behind them at 8-4. Huntington rounds out the 4th spot at 7-5. So if St. Francis could somehow sneak away with a win, that would be a huge momentum booster for St. Francis after coming off a 91-69 loss to the 4th-ranked team in the Crossroads League. In Huntington, it's Malone who starts it off right where he finished with the jam for the Cougs. 4-point lead now here for St. Francis. As it's McBride here on the near side, guarded tightly now here by Almodovar. As Almodovar just going to face guard him here, had 5 triples in the first half. The drive here near side. Oh, nice move there underneath. And the bucket is good for number 23 and Preston Phillips. As it's Fry the second, we'll have it on the far side. Looks to go to the rim. Dishes out. Now Almodovar guarded here by McBride. Malone now with it up top. A handoff here to Northern. Northern going to back it out here with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Northern gets a screen from Malone. Near side now with it. Dishes off. Fry the second from deep. No good. Back into the rim. McBride up ahead. Anderson up and couldn't get it to fall. Wanted to dunk it. And he is going to be injured behind the play. So St. Francis now going to look to make a little bit of a run. Oh, they hand off to Malone. It mishandled. And now Bethel going to look to go back the other way here with it. As Anderson going to look to jog it off here. Now it'll be on this near side here with Phillips. And Jefferson with it, and James Anderson now going to check off here, I do believe. And he will have to check out as the official Blues whistle for an injury timeout. And so Bo Jackaway will come on here for him. And we'll get an inbound underneath here from Trent Edwards for the Pilots. As Edwards gets it into Phillips. Now they'll look down low here to Jackaway, ripped away by Northern. And another jump ball is going to be called. That's the third time that Northern's ripped away in the basketball. And all three times jump ball has been called. And head coach Chad Lacrosse in his 15th year not too pleased with the official on this near side that has called it 3 times here in this one. But it inbound here on the near side. As Edwards with it, guarded by Northern. Now off to Jefferson, far side. Will dish out. Now going to look to drive to the rim. Count it. And one opportunity coming here for number 21 and Trent Edwards, and he ties it up at 35. As Edwards in one opportunity, and he gives Bethel the lead. Here for the first time in quite some time, St. Francis has led a majority of the contest here today. Northern, Burke now near side here to Malone. Malone with it. Trying to get it over the top, and now Northern going to come back down here with it. He'll back it out. Northern thought about the three. Instead, it's inside, and Malone jams it home. And Isaiah Malone makes it a 1-point lead here for St. Francis. Now Edwards with it far side, tries to spin. Almost had it knocked away here by Malone. Instead, it's Jackaway. Now with it, double team brought in. He is called for a double dribble. Possession back the other way here with the Cougars. And so Northern will now quickly bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. He'll get it here to Almendovar on this near side, guarded by Edwards. Almendovar had it knocked away there by Edwards. Now Almendovar right to the rim, and he goes up and gets the score. Good take there by Luke Almendovar. 3-point lead for the Cougs. Jefferson, the other end, blocked by Malone. Now Northern quickly the other way with it. He'll dish out, far side, corner three. Almendovar, no good. And Jackaway able to come away with the board. Edwards now with it here near side. Looking to dribble in here on Northern. Fade away shot. And no rim, or back into the rim, no good. And Fry the second comes down with it. Northern up ahead. Fry the second. Far side now in the corner there. And out of bounds is going to be the call on Luke Almendovar. And we'll go back the other way. As Kripe will come on. And he'll replace Jameer Jefferson. And so, this is going to be Edwards who will bring it up to floor here for Bethel. Top of the key. Screen there from Jackaway. Out now far side into the hands of Phillips. Phillips back to Edwards. Floater, got it. 1-point game. Now it'll be Northern who will look to push up ahead here for St. Francis. Gets it across the half-court line. We'll take it to the far side. Northern now dishes off. Far side wing, Fry the second now with it, top of the key. Goes back up top here to Northern. Northern Now going to look to drive right to the rim, out far side. This is Fry, the second for three, no good. And the board comes down to Kripe. Edwards now pushes, Jackaway gives off to McBride. McBride down low, off to Jackaway again. He'll look to drive here into Malone, and he goes up strong, and Bo Jackaway with the bucket, his first points of the game. And he makes it a 1-point lead here for Bethel. As Northern goes far side. Almodovar now to the rim, off glass. He goes up and gets the bucket. Luke Almodovar with the blow by. And Almodovar now with 18. And it's McBride here on the near side. Now far side here into the hands of Edwards. Kripe back to Edwards, far side. Edwards has only shot the three ball 4 times here this season for Bethel. And he gets the jumper to fall there inside the arc. Northern now with it on the far side wing. 14:49 left to go. It's Almodovar now here with it. We'll go out to Robert Fry the second. Northern now up top. This is out here to the near side. Almodovar with it. One dribble pull up, fadeaway jumper. Luke Almodovar money once again. 20 points here for the sophomore. Now it's Edwards here with it. 14 points down low here to Phillips. Back far side. This is Kripe for three. No good. Fry the second comes away with it. And he will look to push up ahead, and a foul is going to be called. And we are going to get a timeout called on the floor as a foul is called on Trent Edwards. That's his first, team's first. We'll go ahead and step away. 14:08 left to go. St. Francis 1-point lead. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Back here live from the Hutzel Athletic Center, 14:08 left to go here in our second half. A 1-point lead here for St. Francis. As the Cougars will inbound on the far side. As they get it in. Here now to Brandon Northern. Far side. Almodovar now with it. We'll give it off. Almodovar the drive to the rim. Oh my goodness, Luke Almodovar, head tap city. Luke Almodovar flushes it home and goes to the line for one. Oh my goodness. We will watch that one more time when we have a time to do so. But Almodovar's and one is no good. Bethel now with possession here the other way. A look inside. Up strong, it's Phillips with the score. Northern will now bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Across the half-court line. Almodovar. Now with it. Up top here to Hood. Northern now back with it near side. Spins into the lane. Northern draws the contact. And he's going to go to the line here for a pair. Let's take a peek at that dunk here one more time. We'll go ahead and slow it up for you. as Almodovar right to the rim, jams it home. What a tremendous dunk there as Northern hits the first of two. Trent Edwards comes on. Replace Luke McBride for the second on. And he will come in here for Luke Almodovar. Northern, second free throw. Got it to fall. 13 minutes and 6 seconds. Not left to go. Phillips now with it back here near side wing. They'll dish it off. Kripe launches a three. Got it. Austin Kripe drains a triple for Bethel. Ties it up at 47 all. James Anderson back on the floor for the Pilots. Good sign to see. Fry the second. On far side here to Malone. Malone up strong. He goes up and gets the bucket. Now down low here to Anderson. And Anderson up for the score. And we are going to get a whistle. And a foul is going to be called here on Northern. And so we'll get an inbound here for Bethel. That's an inbound one coming underneath here for Phillips, and the foul's called on Northern. That's his third. They'll get it in here. Malone going to take it away. Northern now with it off glass. He goes up for the score. 2-point lead back here for St. Francis. Near side, this is Anderson up and under, down low for the bucket. And so it's Fry the second. With it here on the near side of the timeout. It's going to be used here by head coach Chad Lacrosse. And it is going to be a 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll go into a full timeout. That's immediate timeout now on the floor. 11:39 left to go here in our first half. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. $11:39 left to go here in our second half. We're knotted up at 51 all here at the Hutsville Athletic Center. St. Francis receiving votes in the most recent NAIA poll. Meanwhile, Bethel, number 7, sitting at 17-5 on the year. St. Francis 15-7. And it will be an inbound here right in front of the bench for Robert Front of the second and the Cougars. Burke going to slow things down a little bit here for St. Francis. Fry the second. Now to the free throw line here to Hood. Hood back here near side now to Fry the second with it. He'll look to drive, and a foul is going to be called. Foul's called on Jefferson. That's his second, the team's fourth. A lot of fouls called here in this contest today. 11 total team fouls for Bethel. Check it, that's 12. And St. Francis with 9 total team fouls. Burke up top to Fry the second. On far side, Almodovar here with it. Back up top, Fry the second. Now we'll leave off. Hood, top of the key. Goes back far side. Almodovar has to watch a three. Couldn't get it to fall. Board comes down. And now Phillips quickly going to push. Far side now to Edwards. McBride with it top of the key. Down low here to Phillips. 1-on-1 here with Burke. Makes a nice move. Hood helps side defense. Ties him up. And he's able to finally get free. Gives it off. Jefferson knocked away there by Almodovar. Anderson now comes away with it. The dish off down low and a good find. And Edwards up for the score. And now it's going to be Fry the second. Back the other way here with it for St. Francis. Almodovar now far side. Back to Fry the second in the corner here to Burke. Down low here to Malone. 1-on-1 with Anderson. Foul is called. And I did not start my clock. My apologies here, folks. There is 10:09 left to go. As Anderson picks up his second, that's the team's fifth. And inbound here to Malone on this near side. Fry the second. Now with it, we'll get a screen. We'll get it back down low. Malone with it, has it knocked away, and he is fouled as he hits the deck hard. And now the official's going to have a discussion here on the near side. We'll see what the call is. As they're going to call it on number 1, Jameer Jefferson. That's going to be his third. Team sixth. So who'll come out? Austin Kripe will come on and replace him. We had an inbound underneath here from Almodovar for St. Francis. Try the second. Now with it. Gives it off. And here to Burke in the corner. Far side. This is Hood for three. No good. And St. Francis struggling from beyond the arc in the past few games. They are now 2 of 16 from three. Malone had it knocked away. Anderson up strong. He goes up and gets the bucket. Makes it a 4-point lead here for Bethel. As Fry the second will bring it up ahead. So St. Francis just shooting 12.5% from beyond the arc here in this one. They were 3 of 19 total in the contest against Huntington on Saturday. Burke launches a three near side, and he drains the triple to make it 3 of 17 from three for the Cougs. McBride, meanwhile, has the hot hand from beyond the arc here for Bethel. Far side, Edwards. Look down low. This is Phillips here with it. The dish off. Anderson goes up, couldn't get it to fall, and it's going to be last touch by Bethel. And we're going to get a timeout called on the floor as possession will go back to St. Francis here at 8:57 left to go in our second half. It's a 1-point lead for the Pilots over the Cougars. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. $8:57 left to go here in our second half. It's a 1-point lead here for the Pilots as we will get an inbound here for St. Francis as that last call was out of bounds on the Pilots. And so an inbound will come here from Luke Almodovar and St. Francis as the Cougs down 1. Northern will bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Far side, Almodovar. Back up top here to Northern. Burke with it here on the near side, guarded by McBride. Those two have had the hot hand here from beyond the arc in this contest here tonight. As Northern will get a high screen here from Malone. Shot clock now down to 9. It's Hood for 3, no good, far side. Offensive rebound for Malone. Malone gonna go one-on-one here with Anderson on the far side. Malone up strong, couldn't get it to fall. Anderson comes away with it. Malone hit the deck hard. And now McBride, far side. Back to McBride. He'll leave it off now here near side. Phillips looking to spin his way in. Guarded here by Hood, and it's knocked away. Now Almodovar going to look to push. Had it knocked away, and it's McBride from top of the key. 3, no good. Anderson comes away with it. Up strong, makes a nice move for the score. Hit a lot of players hit the deck hard. We're going to have to wipe the floor off here. I think we're going to need to get the floor wiped off. As about 3 players slipped on the floor in that possession, just up and down the floor. It doesn't look like it's coming out. And it's an inbound here for St. Francis. As this will be Northern, who brings it up ahead. Far side. Now they'll get it back here to Northern at the top of the key. 3-point lead here for Bethel. Northern. Far side will get a screen here from Malone. Anderson steps out. Now Almodovar right to the rim. He goes up and puts it home. Cripe will now move it. Leaving off up top here to the hands of Trent Edwards. 7:23 left to go here in our second half. Edwards now off here into the hands of Phillips. Anderson back to Edwards here near side. Northern playing off of him, allowing him to try to shoot the 3. As I mentioned, he only has 4 3-point opportunities on the season. Malone with a nice move, lays it up and in, and he gives St. Francis back the 1-point lead. 6:55 left to go here in our second half. It's Cripe, near side. Looked inside now here to Phillips. Guarded here by Burke. Malone playing in the circle. That'll help side defense. Edwards goes up. Has he move, and he gets the score. Makes it back to a 1-point lead here for the Pilots. And we are going to get a whistle as the shot clock did not start. And so 6:37 is what the clock stopped at. And we'll get time taken off the shot clock here. So we'll get substitutions here for Bethel. Bojack away. Intramere Jefferson come on here for the Pilots. They'll put 27 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound will come on the far side here from Almodovar. Northern will now have it. Leaves it off. Almodovar now on the far side. Almodovar, one-on-one. Step back 3 on Edwards. No good. McBride comes away with the board here for Bethel. He'll now look to push. Gets it across the half-court line. Hands off. Now they'll go down low here to Phillips. Guarded by Burke. Jefferson out to McBride. Far side. 3 ball. No good. Board is tipped down, and we're going to get a foul called on the floor, and it's going to be on St. Francis. As Zane Burke will pick up the foul. As an inbound will come underneath here from Edwards. 18 points here for him. As they will get it in here to Cripe. Now back to Edwards here near side. Once again, St. Francis playing off of him, allowing him to shoot the 3. As I mentioned, only 4 3-point opportunities here for him on the year. He's 2 for 4 from deep. The bucket is good there. Malone the other way, and he puts it up off glass and in. We'll see if they count it. Malone went for the dunk. And they're going to call a foul on Bethel, and they're not going to count the bucket. As Preston Phillips will pick up a foul. And Malone will go to the line as that's Phillips' third. And so the first free throw from Malone is up and it falls. St. Francis faithful not too pleased about the call on the floor, allowing Malone to have an opportunity to tie the game. Instead, he hits both free throws and now makes it a 1-point game. Here now with 5:45 left to go. It's McBride, near side. Now up top here to Kripe. Back to McBride. Corner three, no good. Board comes down here underneath. And we are going to get a tie-up. A jump ball is called. Possession will send it to Bethel. As it will be an inbound here from Zane Burke. As the Cougars get it up the floor. Almodovar now with it. Gets it over the top there to Burke. Now far side. It's Northern with it. 5:25 left to go here in our second half. Northern with it in the far side wing. The foul is going to be called underneath off the ball. That's going to be on Phillips. And that's going to be his fourth. That's the team's eighth. And so head coach Steve Draymond has a decision to make. So it looks like he is going to bring in Jameer Jefferson. And Jameer Jefferson playing with 3 fouls as well. We're going to get a timeout called by Bethel. And it will extend to a full timeout. We'll take one with them. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. (61-60) is our score. 5:16 left to go here in our second half. We're going to get free throws here for St. Francis. Out of our media timeout, it'll be Isaiah Malone at the free throw line here for the Cougs. Good crowd here on hand tonight at the Huntsville Athletic Center, as it has been loud here for the majority of the contest. Icy conditions getting set to start outside. But for those of you that did not make it out, we thank you so much for tuning in here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. So we have ourselves a ball game here, folks. Isaiah Malone's second free throw gives St. Francis back the lead with 5:16 left to go here in our second half. It'll be McBride who will bring it up ahead here for Bethel. Near side. Guarded here by Northern. We'll get it off up top here into the hands of Jefferson. Jefferson scoreless here so far in this contest. Dishes it off here to Anderson. Trying to go back to Jefferson. Northern able to come away with it now here for St. Francis. Northern goes right to the rim. Dishes it off. Should have just had an opportunity to put it up. Instead, trying to dish off to Malone. Now in transition the other way. Luke McBride drains the three for Bethel. His sixth triple of the game. Northern now with it here for St. Francis. 2-point lead for the Pilots. Northern up top. This is Burke for 3. No good. And Hood was thrown down underneath. And they're going to call a foul. And that foul is going to be on Phillips. And that's going to be his 5th, so he will foul out of the game with 6 points on the night. And so Trent Edwards will come on, head coach, and Steve Draven not too pleased about the official calling, but Phillips will foul out with 6 points here tonight for Bethel. As Damari Hood being attended to on the baseline here by the athletic trainer. Robert Fry II will come on here for Hood. And he'll have to check out since they stopped the game. And so Fry II will come in with 4:19 left to go. Here in our second half, it's a 2-point lead for the Pilots. And it looks like cramps is the case for Damari Hood. Yes, he is drinking water, getting stretched out here on the near sideline. And it'll be Brandon Northern now who will go to the line for a pair of free throws for St. Francis. Northern shooting 70% from the charity stripe here on the year. First free throw doesn't fall. And the board comes down now for Bethel as McBride will slow it down here a little bit for the Pilots. Edwards up top, he has 20 here for Bethel. The look down low here to Anderson, knocked away. There by Malone, they'll get it off McBride. Corner 3, no good. Long on the marker, Jefferson, offensive board. They'll get it back out. McBride, another 3, no good. Board comes down here for Northern, and we're going to get a whistle. A foul is going to be called here on Anderson, and we will go the other way as James Anderson will pick up a foul. He has 12 here for the Pilots, and that'll be his 3rd foul. That's the 10th team foul on Bethel. The fouls in this second half. Bethel with 10 team fouls. St. Francis with 3. Yeesh. Big foul differential here, especially in the contest too as well. 18 total team fouls for Bethel, 10 total team fouls for St. Francis. But Brandon Northern will now go back to the line, and he'll go here for a pair. As Northern misses the first of 2. Back-to-back missed free throws here for Brandon Northern. They are now shooting 11 of 17 from the line. Able to hit there on the second and make it a 1-point game. Here with 3:50 left to go in our second half. It's a 1-point lead here for the Pilots. Kripe now on the near side. The drive. The dish back out. Kripe with it. Now down low here to Anderson. Outside defense brought by Fry II. Anderson up strong, count it. And one opportunity coming here for James Anderson. The return to the 2-6-0, 14 points. And he'll go to the line here for 1. He has an opportunity to make this a 4-point game. At the line, free throw up, and he gets it to fall. Kripe checks out. Hedrick comes on and replaces him. Anderson now with 15. And we'll get an inbound here for Zane Burke and St. Francis with 3:35 left to go. 4-point lead for the Pilots. Northern will move it up the floor. So get it across the half-court line here on the near side. Give it off. Here to Zane Burke. Far side now to Fry II. Back to Northern. With it has Almond Tovar wide open here in the near side corner. We'll see if they try to get a look to him. Instead, they'll keep it on the far side. Malone with it and had it knocked away. And now it'll be Hedrick who will look to push. He'll slow it, top of the key. McBride now far side. You're into the hands of Edwards. Edwards, one-on-one with Northern. Dishes out. Hedrick now far side with it. We'll get it back to Edwards, top of the key. 15 seconds on the shot clock, and a foul is going to be called. That'll be Fry's the second, third, team's fifth. Carson Rogers will come on. Austin Kripe will check back in here for Bethel. And he'll come on and replace Hedrick. 2:51 left to go. We're in our second half. 4-point lead here for the Pirates. What an outstanding battle. Anderson, near side, thought about the three, instead going to give it up to Kripe. Now Jefferson with it in the corner. Edwards, top of the key, off to Kripe. Back to Edwards with it far side. Edwards will look to make a move here on Burke. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Board comes underneath to Jefferson, near side. This is McBride for three. No good. Anderson, board underneath. 3 Cougars there, knocked away, and a foul is called. Isaiah Malone will pick up the foul. That's going to be his second, the team's sixth. Inbound underneath will come here from number 1 and Jameer Jefferson. 2:25 left to go. You're in our second half. Jefferson gets it in here near side of McBride. Back to Jefferson here near side wing. He'll dish it down low. Now here to the hands of Anderson. One-on-one with Malone. Anderson goes up and draws the foul. And James Anderson to line here for a pair. 15 points on the night. The graduate 6'8" center from Troy, Ohio, Troy Christian High School to the line here for a pair. Former University St. Francis Cougar. As the official going to wipe the ball off. A lot of sweat on it. And then we'll get free throws here from James Anderson. It'll stay a 2-possession game. As Anderson's first is up and good. James Anderson shooting 71% from the free throw line here this season. 8.4 points per game. Has 16 now on the night. Has doubled his average. As his second one is up and good as well. 6-point game. And he'll now check out. Bo Jackaway, former St. Francis Cougar as well, will come on and replace him. As Northern will bring it up ahead. Almy Tovar, near side, right to the rim. Goes up and gets the score. Cuts it to a 4-point game. 1:56 left to go. Timeout is going to be called on the near side by Bethel. And we'll have one timeout remaining with 1:54 left to go. It's a 4-point lead for the Pilots. We'll step away. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. Here live from the Huntsville Athletic Center. 1:54 left to go in our second half. It is a 4-point lead here for the Pilots. James Anderson, 17 points back into the contest. Here for Bethel. And they will inbound. He's taken this game very, very personally. And it's on the far side. Look at it's poked away out of bounds. Possession will stay on this end of the floor. They'll call it last touch off of St. Francis. Kripe going to check on here for the Pilots. He'll come in here for Hedrick. Inbound will come on the far side. They're able to get it into Kripe. Shot clock down to 15. It's Edwards, far side. Edwards going to look to drive here with it. Foul is going to be called on Northern. That'll be his fourth. It's the team's eighth. And so Trent Edwards will go to the line. Here to shoot. A 67% free throw shooter is Edwards here on the year for Bethel. First free throw, the 1-1 is up and good. 5-point game. Second free throw is up back into the rim, no good. Malone comes down with it. And now the Cougs going to have to go quickly. 5-point game. It's Almodovar, goes right to the rim and out of bounds, threw it right off his foot as he was trying to draw contact on Edwards. And turnover possession back to the Pilots. As this will be McBride, who will bring it up ahead here for Bethel. Near side now to Kripe. Jefferson with it here near side wing. Right far side. Out to Edwards. Back up top to Kripe. Kripe out to Anderson. He'll get it back now on the far side. We'll get a screen from Anderson. Hand off to Jefferson. Shot clock now down to 7. McBride far side. Dishes it off. Edwards, one dribble pull-up fadeaway jumper short on the marker. And Malone keeps it in bounce. Now Northern will bring it up ahead. 1 minute left to go here in our contest. Northern to the cup, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. And so it'll be free throws either way here for Brandon Northern with 58 seconds left to go. Foul is called to number 5, Austin Kripe, his first. Northern with 8 points on the night. First free throw is up and it falls. 4-point game. Second for Northern. Falls as well. 3-point game. St. Francis with 2 timeouts. Meanwhile, Bethel with 1. St. Francis going to need a stop defensively here. 50 seconds. There's a 7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Near side. Shot clock now down to 7. Kripe, near side. He'll look to drive. Ripped away by Hood. It comes back in the hands of Kripe, and the free throw line jumper falls. And so the official now going to head here to the near side. I believe they're going to put a little bit more time on the clock. But a 5-point lead here for the Pilots. And they're going to put 28 seconds on the clock. And we'll get an inbound here for St. Francis. A 5-point lead here for the Pilots. Northern will bring it up ahead here for St. Francis. Leaves it off up top to Burke. Almodovar now on the far side with it. Now we'll give it off here to Malone. Almodovar for 3. Top of the key. Got it. Luke Almodovar drains the triple. Timeout called by St. Francis. A 2-point game. We will step away here shortly. A full timeout. You're watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network. It is a 2-point lead for the Pilots. We will get an inbound here for Bethel as Edwards will inbound for the Pilots. St. Francis going to pick up a little full court pressure as Edwards set to inbound. Edwards gets it in here near side. Kripe fouls him. And put 13 seconds on the clock. And it'll be Austin Kripe who will walk the duration of the floor and shoot a pair of free throws. Kripe, a 90% free throw shooter, 9 of 10 from the charity stripe here so far this season. The freshman of Cromwell, Indiana West Noble High School, Brandon Northern, back on for St. Francis. He'll replace Robert Fry II. Both teams with one timeout remaining. And it will be Kripe. Who will shoot a 1-and-1 here for Bethel. Kripe, first free throw, up and good. And Kripe with this next free throw can make it a 2-possession contest. 13 seconds left to go. Kripe, second free throw, why not? Kripe now sits 11 of 12 from the charity stripe on the year. And he will check out. And Jefferson will come on here for him as they will inbound to Almodovar, who will quickly bring it up the floor, far side. Almodovar right to the rim. Couldn't get it to fall, but a foul is called. With 7.3 seconds left. Almodovar to the line here for a pair. Luke Almodovar already with 29 points here on the game tonight, well over his average of 20 per game. He is a 76% free throw shooter, is the sophomore out of Noblesville, Indiana. Noblesville High School, the 6'2 guard. At the line for a pair. 7.3 seconds left to go. Almodovar's first. Up and no good. Be at the line here for one more. It's his second. He just throws it off the front end of the rim. Not sure what he was trying to do there, but it's going to be Bethel now with free throws. As the gym starts to clear out here at the Huntsville Athletic Center. 4-point lead here for the Pilots. As Hedrick hits the first. Makes it a 5-point lead. St. Francis absolutely fought in this contest here as Malone rips down the board. He'll go up ahead here near side of Hood. It's ripped away by Hedrick, and Bethel is going to escape with the win here over the St. Francis Cougars. So St. Francis will fall to 15-8 on the season and 8-5 in conference play. They will now be tied with Huntington in that third spot. Meanwhile, Bethel will go to 18-5 on the year, and they'll go to 11-2 in conference play. Running down the final stats here for you. Bethel 29 of 62 from the field. They were 7 of 21 from beyond the arc and a 10 of 15 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for St. Francis, they were 26 of 53 from the field, 4 of 21 from beyond the arc, and 14 of 22 from the line. 35 total rebounds for Bethel, 24 total rebounds for St. Francis. The Cougs with 10 turnovers, Bethel with 11. Leading the way in scoring For St. Francis was Luke Almondovar with 29. Isaiah Malone, 17 points. Brandon Northern with 10. Zane Burke with 8. Robert Fry II. Damari Hood. Carson Rogers all with 2 apiece. Meanwhile, for Bethel, they were Trent Edwards, who led the way with 21 points. Luke McBride with 20 had 6 3-pointers in the contest. James Anderson with a 17. Austin Kripe with 8. Preston Phillips with 6. Bo Jackaway with 2. And Andrew Hedrick with 1. Next up for the Pilots, they will take on Mount Vernon and Nazarene University on Saturday. Meanwhile, for St. Francis, they will hit the road and they will take on Indiana Wesleyan on Saturday at 3 p.m. So we are going to go ahead and sign off here from the Huntsville Athletic Center. Number 7, Bethel escapes with a 5-point win over St. Francis. Thank you so much for watching St. Francis Cougars basketball here on the St. Francis Cougars Network.